Welcome to the third of our short videos on academic integrity. Definitions. The first of the issues you may face as a student when submitting your assessments is plagiarism. The university defines plagiarism as the unacknowledged incorporation in a student's work in any assessment of material derived from the work of another. It is the taking of something of someone else's and putting it into your own work. This can be done in a way that is acceptable through paraphrasing and providing references, but plagiarism includes the following: the use of another person's material without reference or acknowledgement. If Turnitin has flagged a paragraph that you have not given any acknowledgement to, your tutors will assume that by not including a reference, you have pretended it is your own. A reference is evidence of where it came from. If you try to pass other people's work off as your own, then this falls under the realm of plagiarism. The summarizing of another person's work by simply changing a few words or altering the presentation without acknowledgement. Turnitin will detect when you have been trying to disguise what is someone else's work if you have changed only certain words or the ordering of sentences. In this instance, you are not paraphrasing, and it is not your own meaning that is coming across. You're simply taking someone else's work and dressing it up to look a little different. The use of the ideas of another person without acknowledgement of that source. The copying the work of another student with or without that student's knowledge or agreement. For example, if you offer, as an act of friendship, your essay to another student who is struggling, for them to simply paraphrase, this also breaches the plagiarism regulations, and even with the best of intentions, both you and your fellow student will both be penalized. This includes students who have since graduated, who have previously completed the module, as the sharing of academic work is not allowed in any circumstances under the regulations. The use of commissioned material presented as the student's own. This refers to the use of essay mills, or simply buying an essay online, where you pretend that you did the work yourself, when in fact someone else wrote it on your behalf. This also is a serious breach of our plagiarism guidelines. Another issue you may face is the idea of self-plagiarism. This is when you reuse part of an assessment that has previously been submitted for marking. This is self-plagiarism, as you are trying to gain credit twice for the same piece of work, and Turnitin will also detect this. Collusion can exist where a student is in complicity with another student in the completion of work which is intended to be submitted as either that student's or the other student's own work. You are allowed to study together, but at the end of the day, your final submission still needs to be your own. Falsification or fabrication is the presentation of data in reports, projects and records, based on evidence which is fictitious, falsely presented as having been carried out by the student, or has been obtained by unfair means. This is where you have manufactured something, like creating a fictitious survey instead of going out and conducting your primary research. And this is also detected by the Turnitin software. A student will be deemed to be cheating as a result of any of the following, including communicating with or copying from another candidate during an examination. For online examinations, this includes contacting fellow students through social media channels or using AI tools to gain an unfair advantage. Please be aware of all these potential issues and familiarize yourself with the regulations before submitting your assessments and coursework or sitting an examination. Thanks for watching.